Hey, welcome to the channel. It's Wednesday and it's about 1:30, and we're up here in the moat, and we're just north of Chiang Gate, off of one of the little side streets here. And I'm gonna use a little walking man on this one, so you all know where we're at. But we're gonna take a little walk here through some of the side alleys and down probably through Soi 1 and 2, and maybe come up on the moat and just kind of end up seeing where we're at here. But it's a beautiful day today. It's a little warm. I had a nice breakfast today, and it's just a nice day to get out and walk around and get some exercise. But I'm going to turn the camera around so you can see where we're at. I want to thank everybody that's come into the channel and subscribed to the channel. It really helps it out a lot. I don't know where this guy's going to go, but I'm going to get out of his way. Not sure that... I think there's another one down here that I'm going to try to walk. But I believe that one's a dead end. There's another one up here on the left, little side alley. But we're going to go down this way. I know where this one comes out at Soi 1. But again, I want to thank everybody that subscribed to the channel, left thanks, super thanks, and bought coffee, and just left comments and supported the channel. It really means a lot to me. Get some of this noise through. But today, you know, I've got a friend, and I've used him in a couple of stories, and like I said, I've always felt that I could probably make a channel just on his little antics and stuff that he gets himself into. And he got into a situation. He moved to the Philippines, and yeah, he's the same one that the Social Security nabbed him, and a few other things that happened to him. There's an ice cream lady there. But anyway, he moved to the Philippines, and he meets this girl over in the Philippines that he's you know, pretty interested in, and they get along real well. And he decides that he's going to go travel on, which is, you know, that's something we all love to do. We all love to travel around. He had 2 or 3 different countries that he was going to go to, and he had planned on taking her with him. And so he, you know, went ahead, and she didn't have a passport, so she went ahead and got a passport. And I'm not sure if he had bought the plane tickets or not. I asked him the other day, and he was kind of in a hurry and really didn't answer me. But knowing him, he probably did, and probably made it, because he made a lot of reservations. And I'm sure she, you know, unless he left her the money, I don't think she would have had a way to pay for her tickets. But anyway, he takes off and he goes to Kuala Lumpur. And she's waiting on her passport to, I'm going to let this sweet lady get by me. I don't want to hold her up. Hello. Swadee Kap. There you go. Yeah, you get through. And he gets a frantic phone call from her after she gets her passport. And he had this big extravagant trip planned out where they were going to go travel, I think probably 2 or 3 different countries. And he was going, like I said, he was waiting for her in Kuala Lumpur. And after she gets her passport, she goes to the airport and tries to get through immigration. And they won't let her out. And you know, it's kind of a surprise. You know, usually, like when I came here, I had no problems getting let out of the country, none at all. Matter of fact, they were kind of happy to have her leave, not because she's an undesirable person or anything like that. It's just they were glad to see somebody, you know, being able to get out of the country. But they wouldn't let her go. And he said one of the reasons why they wouldn't was because she had a brand new passport. And did a little bit of research on it, and it seems that the Filipinos do not like their females leaving the country, and he's not the first one to have their girlfriend be denied to exit the country. Now, to me, it sounds like you're almost being held prisoner. But in researching it, and I've got a case that I'll tell you about that actually happened back in the early 2000s in the United States, and it's kind of an eye-opener when I tell it. It's a long story, so y'all are going to have to kind of bear with me. And if you get bored or something like that, come back and listen to it later. But it's a real interesting story about something that happened in Wisconsin. And the reason they don't let the girls out is because so many of them have been trafficked. And what they do is they're hired as maids to work outside the country. And then when they get there, a couple of different things happen. Hello. Sometimes they're forced into prostitution. Other times they're forced to work for, slave wages. And they have had their passports held, and just basically being held hostage to these people that have taken them outside the country. So the government stopped letting them leave, and they had a lot of problems with that. I've been down there before. I think I did a video down there. It doesn't go anywhere. It just ends into a bunch of houses and stuff. But we're going to walk out here, and then probably go to the left, or maybe, I don't know. We'll see where we end up. But anyway, bottom line is, if you're going to the Philippines and you meet a girl and you want to take her out of the country, you're not going to be able to. It's just, they're just real strict about it. And they apparently at one time they weren't. And then they got so tired of having to rescue these girls that they've just stopped letting them leave unless they've got, a bona fide reason for leaving that they can prove and are sure that they're not going to be trafficked. And so she never did get to go. He finished his vacation by himself and came back. But in researching this, I found a lot of other people have had the same problem with their trying to get their girlfriends out of the Philippines. But I found a case that happened back in, actually started back in the 70s. These Filipino doctor and his wife, they were both doctors. They had 3 kids, and they migrated to the United States. And we are at Muang Road, Lane 1. Now, I can go that way or I can go that way. I think we'll walk down this way, and then I'll hit the next soy and come back around. I'm going to get on the other side of the street too, so y'all can see. You can see better from over here. But they migrated to the United States in the 70s, and they had 3 kids. He was an ENT, ear, nose, and throat doctor, and she was just a general practitioner. And a little tour bus going there. And they ended up, I believe it was in Wisconsin. And apparently he had a pretty good practice. But she had stopped practicing medicine, and it was just him. And the wife's mother came from the Philippines to visit. And this was by this time it was in the early 80s, like 1982 or 83 or something like that. My years may be off a little bit. I don't know. I'm going to leave you the link to a couple of the stories on this because it was really kind of interesting. But I'll tell you what, we could cross the bridge and walk down that way. I have not been that way in a while. Nah, we'll keep going this way. But anyway, her mother comes. And her mother sees how hard her daughter is having it trying to maintain a household with 3 kids, and suggests to her that she get a Filipino maid. So the mother goes back to the Philippines, and she tells the husband, her husband, which would have been the wife's father, that they need a maid and to bring a maid over to him. So he finds this 19-year-old girl in the Philippines who I think, if I'm not mistaken, was already working as a maid, and promises her that he'll take her to the U.S. and get her a job, get her a green card, and help her get established over there and work for his daughter and son-in-law. So somehow or another, and this is the really interesting part, he is able to get her out of the Philippines, get her into the United States, and she's there without a visa. No work permit, nothing. They take her passport, and basically, she's there, and she's acting as their maid. And the agreement was that she'd work for him for 5 years. And they started her out paying her $150 a month. Now, even during those times, that's not even close to minimum wage. And after, I think it was after 10 years, which is actually beyond the agreement, they raised her to $400, but we'll get back to the just get there. Well, when she gets there, she finds out that things aren't really what they seem. She's working from 6 o'clock in the morning to 11 o'clock at night every night. Hello there. And basically doing everything from taking care of the kids to cooking the food, cleaning the house, doing the laundry, doing the shopping, just everything, changing the oil in the car. She's basically their slave. And after a while, she wasn't allowed to go out. She wasn't allowed to go to the store. If she went to church, she was allowed to go to church. She had to sit on the opposite end of the church from these people. They didn't want anybody to know that they had brought somebody over from the Philippines. Pineapple, huh? So, anytime anybody'd come over, the kids were told to say that she's an aunt from the Philippines. Well, this goes on for quite some time. And she tries to, after the 5 years, she wants to quit. Well, they won't let her quit. They've got her passport, and they're claiming that she owes them a bunch of money for, this, that, and the other thing, and, they'll have her deported and all this stuff. And, she doesn't really understand that what's going on. She's, she could be deported anyway. And basically they're enslaving her. She lives in the basement of the house in like a small closet or something like that they put her in. Anytime anybody come over, they'd hide her. And this went on for quite some time. At 10 years, she was finally able to convince them to give her a little bit more money. And what she was doing, she's getting the money and sending it home to her family. back in the Philippines, which is not uncommon. And it's not uncommon here in Thailand either. There are a lot of Thai women that fall prey to these circumstances and either end up in Cambodia or, you know, someplace where they're not. Now, they don't usually end up in America because it's so hard. It's almost impossible to get them a visa into the United States. That's why he snuck her in. But anyway, they finally raise her to after 10 years, you know, she tries to get away, they won't let her get away. They raise her to $400 a month. And threaten if she, you know, she tries to leave or something like that, that they'll stop sending money to her family, which, you know, if you know Asian families, that's kind of a disgrace to them when that happens. Chiang Home Guest House. You see that through the bars. We'll walk down here past the Chiang Mai Breakfast World now. I saw on Facebook where this place is up for sale, and I hope it doesn't. Well, I mean, I wish everybody good luck, but you know, it's really, really a decent place to eat. And I'd hate to see it change hands and lose any of its, you know, the way it is. It's really a great place to eat. If you want to have a good breakfast here, come here in the morning. It's really good. You get Paris restaurant here. Well, anyway, you know, this goes on. It's probably she's been there 15, 16 years now. And still hasn't got away. Basically being treated like a slave. Pay hasn't changed any. And absolutely no word about a green card. Now I can't remember where this comes out. Maybe we'll take if there's a next one, we may go the next one and turn right. I know this comes out on a road over here. Well, it just basically goes around to where we came in. I want to try to get away from that. Taipei Guest House. Oh, also my friend used to own a place around here somewhere. The one that the story's about. I think it's further down. I think it's, no, is it Voyager? I don't know. But he ran a guest house here for quite a while. But anyway, they have a son, and they had 3 kids. I know one of them was a girl. I don't know if the other one was a girl or a boy. It really doesn't mention it. Let's see here. Okay, that just goes around in a big circle. I don't think, we'll walk up here and see if there's another way around. And get away from that music too. But anyway, the boy, and he's probably now in his 20s, decides he's going to get married. And he's got a girlfriend, or obviously he's got a girlfriend if he's going to get married, but the girlfriend had gotten pretty close with this woman. And when she was making plans for the wedding, see if I can help these guys. Are y'all lost?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
Find a restaurant. So
Oh, good restaurant? Go down here and go left.
down left.
American Breakfast World on the left-hand side. There's 2. There's a Paris restaurant.
I saw that one.
That's on the left, and then right past it is Breakfast World that has excellent food.
Thank
Just
you.
go out here to where you meet the road and go left.
Thanks so much.
Take care.
Take care. Bye-bye.
I can send some business somewhere. But they were making wedding plans, and the girl figured out that the so-called person that she thought was the visiting aunt for all these years was left off the guest list. She wasn't allowed to come to the wedding. Well, the girl pitched a fit, and she was really, really upset because this lady was not allowed to attend the wedding. Well, finally, the boyfriend, he fesses up and he tells her the real story, that she was brought from the Philippines to be their housekeeper, and tells the situation, and basically that they pretty much have enslaved her. All right, we are going to go right here, and we'll end up making a big circle, which is a nice little walk. Hey! Interesting meeting people when you're out walking like that. And it's nice to help people if they're lost. But anyway, he tells the daughter, and so the lady was, the housekeeper was allowed to come to the wedding as long as she didn't sit with the family. She could not sit with the family. She had to sit away from the family, which to me, I would think that would raise more suspicion than anything else. But apparently it didn't. But time goes on, and by this time it's about 2005 now, by now. And she's been there almost 19 years. Hello.
Hello.
Whiskey. Ooh. No, I'm okay, thank you. No, I'm okay, thank you. My doom. Not again.
Hey, you are a YouTuber, right?
Yes, you want to be on YouTube?
What kind of YouTube for you? What name of YouTube?
Turn it. I'll have to shut that off. There we go. Okay, the music stopped. I start the video again. It's called Unseen Thailand.
Unseen Thailand.
Mm-hmm. No, you.
Spell.
Unseen. UNSEEN. Thailand.
This is your channel, right? This is your channel?
Nope. That's my channel right there. Let's see if it comes up. Where is it? Right there.
This is your.
Yep.
Oh, I'm coming on YouTube. Oh, you make this one?
Right there.
Oh, look.
You can join if you want. You can see now. Nope. Well, it might be. I don't know. Slow. Nope, that's not me. If there's music, I have to shut the camera off. No, that's not me, I don't think. Let me see.
ตากันเป็นอย่างดี แต่ก็มีอีกหลาย ๆ ที่
Okay, stop. Good.
No, not mine. No.
ใส่เขา
No, not mine. Go back.
ของเขาเมื่อกี้นะไอตัวที่เขาสั่งบอกเมื่อกี้
Not mine. Go back. Right there. There you go.
Oh,
Yeah, right there. That's
Unseen Thailand.
yeah.
Right?
That's me. You'll be on. I'm gonna put you on YouTube tonight, okay?
Okay, ขอบคุณค่ะ
All right. I'll see you all later.
I love you too.
Love you too. What happened to your face? Motorcycle?
Accident last night.
Oh, too much drink. Okay. I'll see you all later. Bye bye. You too. That's interesting. But this is where it gets fun. Well, I wonder what's down here. Let's walk down this way. The son and his wife get a divorce. And within 6 months after the divorce, she, the wife, which I commend her for doing this, she goes to the FBI and tells them that they've got this woman in their house that's, oh, this is just some apartments back here. We go back there. Okay. Just apartments, doesn't go through. Thank you. Not a throughway. So, you know, she tells the FBI, you know, the whole story that she's an illegal immigrant and she's being pretty much kept against her will because she really wanted to get out, and you know, she had told this girl that you know, she had a boyfriend back in the Philippines, and she was worried that by the time she ever got released by this people, it would be too late for her to have children. And so anyway, the FBI raids the house. They get a search warrant. Now you're talking about, you know, 2 respectable doctors, and they're getting ready to get nailed with a search warrant. Well, they hit the house with a search warrant, and they start searching the house, and they can't find her. And they ask the son, you know, where she is or who she is or whatever. And he basically tells the FBI that, you know, whoever it was, you know, isn't here anymore. She's gone back to the Philippines. Hello. And, you know, she's not in the house. Well, they get to searching. Now, maybe we'll go this one. Yeah, let's see where this one goes. See where it comes out. They find her, and she's down in the basement. She's cuddled up in a closet hiding. And they get her out, and she... Okay, sorry about that. We had a battery that just gave out. I stuck a new one in. I'll continue the story in the walk. Well, anyway, they find her, and she tells them that, you know, she's been there for 19 years, and tells them the promises that they made and how they, you know, they were basically, you know, had enslaved her for the past 19 years. Well, they arrest the doctor and his wife, and they arrest the son too. And he learned a good lesson that day, that you don't lie to the FBI or any federal officer. You're better off just keeping your mouth shut and not say nothing. Because if you tell them a lie, and they can prove it, you know, they're going to prosecute you for it. They couldn't prosecute him for the maid, but they got him for harboring because he didn't tell them. He didn't tell them the truth. So if you're ever, hey, black cat, I don't know if you're lucky or not. If you're ever questioned by the FBI, best thing to do is either tell them the truth or keep your mouth shut. Now, I don't know, well, that goes to a different place there. I don't think I've ever walked this before. These are just little soys that go back to guest houses. I don't think I could get through, but I do know where this comes out of. Hey, that's probably for rent or for sale, either one, probably for rent. But anyway, they arrested him, and they arrested the mother and father, and the mother and father went to trial, which was kind of crazy, but they did. Because in the Philippines, that's not uncommon for the richer families to have maids. Here's an old Anglia. I believe that's an Anglia or English Ford, one or the other. See if it's got any marks on it. But yeah, they fought it, and they had quite a few supporters trying to help them, because, you know, like I said, in the Philippines, this is kind of a common occurrence where you mess up. I don't know what's in there, but we're going to look. When you mess up is when you bring them to the United States and try to bring your philosophies to another country that has strict laws, and that's where they messed up. But anyway, they got convicted, and they got sentenced to 4 years in the penitentiary. Now, they're in their 60s by now. And they appeal it. You know, they appeal the conviction. Well, the trial court comes back And this is what's really classic. I've never seen this happen before that I can remember. I'm sure it has. But the trial court came back and agreed that, yeah, there were some errors in sentencing. But they came back and they added 2 more years to their sentence. And so it made a total of 6 years they had to serve. And then they assessed a fine, well, they assessed restitution in the amount of $790,000, which they ended up paying. They paid it. And they fined them, or punitive damages, the 790,000 was just back wages, but the punitive damages was over $1 million, and it's my understanding they had to pay it. And 2006, they got out of prison, and I'm assuming now. It said, the article says that the mother, father, and the son were all deported back to the Philippines. So I'm assuming more than likely, it doesn't say, it's the way the article is written, it sounds like they're all sent back at the same time. So it sounds like possibly the son got 6 years as well, but the article doesn't say that, because it doesn't substantiate, and they may have sent him back before, but anyway, he ended up in back in the Philippines as well, and it wasn't really frowned upon by the people in the Philippines. You know, it was kind of a common thing, but that's why they don't let the girls in the Philippines leave the country so easily now. And it was interesting too, you know, I thought when I read the part about them being deported, had they become US citizens before being arrested, they wouldn't have been deported. But it said there that they had never, they had the right to work, but they didn't have a permanent residence in the United States. So they got a fast ride back to the Philippines. And it seems, I've done a little bit of checking, and it appears like one of the daughters may have been able to stay here and has become a doctor. I'm not really sure. They've kind of tried to hide as much as they can, but that's pretty much what happened. Kind of a weird situation. But that's why you can't take your girlfriend on a trip with you when you go to the Philippines. Or if you do, you have to plan it in advance and make sure that everything's, you know, up to par. But like I said, here in Thailand, it doesn't make any difference. You come here, you can take your girlfriend out. You can pretty much do whatever you want, to go anywhere you want to. Now the problem with here, whoa, is if you're going outside of Asia, most countries, I say most, not, you know, I'm not sure exactly which ones. I know the USA and Britain and Australia and some of those other places, they have to have a visa to get in, whereas, you know, you as an American or an English person, you know, get in visa free. But they have to have a visa, and they're not easy to get. You know, I tried to get a tourist visa on my first trip over here, after I went back. And I mean, I was a cop. I sent a letter on company stationery, and my congressman, who knew me very well, sent a letter to immigration here in Bangkok, and she lasted 5 minutes. Yeah, it's not easy getting a visa. Now, one thing that my niece, who is probably 32 now, 32 or 33, now she has a good job. She owns a condo, she owns a car, she got money in the bank. She's been working a long time, the same place. Is like a real estate agent. Well, we'll go down here. I've not walked down here before. We are on the back side of that road, but we're gonna go down this one and see where it goes. She's tried once or twice to get a visa to USA. Nothing I can do to help her. I can't help her. She's been turned down both times, and I know she's got money in the bank. So it's hard to say. These agents kind of have a second sense about them on who they should let in and who they shouldn't. And she just didn't check all the boxes and get denied. I am not sure where we're going to come out because I know I've not walked this alley before. I have no idea how long this video is, but I'm going to do it anyway. Wow, I don't know where that temple is. I'm not lost, I don't think. I should say lost, or should I say bushed? One of my subscribers from I believe it was Australia, said in Australia, if you get lost, you see you're bushed. Well, this is pretty neat. I don't think I've been here before. We may walk to the right here. This may be a longer video than y'all like. Somebody, said, 20, 25 minutes, but here's the thing about it. It's here if you want to watch it. If you stop at 20 minutes after the story's over, or after you've seen everything that I've walked through, or you get bored, just turn it off. It's no big deal. Yeah, I've never walked this alley before. I have no clue where it's going to come out. Absolutely no clue. Now I could walk down here. I'm curious to see which temple this is because I really don't know. I've not been back in this area. Or at least I have. I haven't been from this angle, and I don't really know. So yes, I am bushed now because I'm not lost. I know where I am. I'm just not familiar with this area. But yeah, if you're coming here and you want to take your girlfriend somewhere, you have no problem here with a Thai woman. Now, you go to the Philippines and you try, you're going to have some problems. And I read one story that this guy's girlfriend was 45 some odd years old. Well, I've never been in here. Don't even know. Hello. Don't even know what the temple is called, but we're going to look. See, crazy. I don't know if they've seen Farangs back here or not. I'm sure they have. But yeah, I've never been back here before. Huh. This is really pretty. Oh, wait a minute. I bet you I go out that way and I'll bet I'll find a different way in. Here about where these ladies are standing. It's beautiful. These statues, they look so real. I'll get a little bit closer to them so you can see them a little bit better. I have been in here before, but I've come in the other way, so I don't really remember it. And walk out here and go to the left, I believe. These are so real-like. Support the temple with your gift. If I get any other small money, I don't believe I do. Nope, nothing. I don't think. Wait a minute. Let me look. Might have a 20 in here. Yeah, I do. Yeah, let's stick that in. I hate to walk into these temples and not leave something. I mean, they have money, but it always helps to hurt. And if you want to look, there's the information on the temple. It'll tell you everything about it. We're going to walk out here and we're going to go left because I'm going to make it back to the car. What was the name of that temple again? Wat Pa Ka. Okay, we're going to go down here and go left to get out of here. Swadee Kap. Now, oh, I know exactly where we are now. We just came out on a big circle. Yeah, okay, we walk down here and go to the left, and the car's on the left-hand side. And there is IP Burger. They have excellent hamburgers there. I've been by there a couple times, and I think we'll probably go this way. Smoothies. Because this is, we came out over there. We'll go back up this way. It's starting to rain too. But anyway, that's my story for today, and I'm not going to talk any longer. Oh, and this is a good, from what I've been told, this is a good acupuncture doctor here. I think there's 3 of them. I sent them a message when I had my foot was giving me a problem, and they answered me back and said they could handle it. But so far, my foot's not hurting, and I'm not in any bad shape, and I'm just going to go on with things. But anyway, appreciate y'all, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye.